Hello, everybody. Welcome to Riley Blake Day with Sew in Common. I'm Diana, and welcome to my channel. Today is Riley Blake Day. It's normally Thursdays, but I think we had everything but a hurricane and an earthquake this week. We had flooding, so much torrential rain that we've been in flooding for the whole week. We still are. We had not one, but two tornadoes touch down, not very far from our house. And this is the bad part about that. They never sent out a warning, and our system here works pretty well. I was out that day and coming home, and I knew the weather was really bad, but I was probably only half a mile or so from that tornado, maybe a mile from that tornado. And I never got any kind of notification on my phone. There was nothing here at home. So torrential rain and floods, two tornadoes, and then we've also had a smattering of snow. I know. Is it crazy or what? And that caused some power outages and all in the area, which caused things to go wrong here. So I do apologize that it's actually Friday when you're seeing this. I'm hoping that this is not going to be what spring is going to be like this year. We don't typically have this much trouble, but we've never had weather quite this crazy either. So, but it's Riley Blake Day, and that's always a good day because here at Sew in Common, we're doing the Riley Blake Black Challenge with Build A Quilt, 21st century patchwork that you make in the hoop of your embroidery machine. I'm not going to do a full rundown of all the weeks this week, but I will show you, like, that was the Dalesford from Amy Smart. That was one of our weeks, because you're going to see all of them here in a minute. That was one of our other blocks. This was, I can't remember the name of this one off the top of my head. I can't remember the names of most of these. That's how crazy it's been. But we've had beautiful, beautiful blocks. This one I loved. And this week, the block is called Time Waits for No One. I like that. I like that title, Time Waits for No One, because it doesn't. It just keeps on a running, whether we're running with it or not, right? And so the nice thing about this week's block is it's all made with quarter square triangles. Now, I've put out a couple little video clips. You're going to get that video clip at the end of this session of the video as well. And so if you've watched it, you will have seen it. It is how to make your quarter square triangle. And it is from the Build A Quilt set. So it won't talk about this particular block, but it's how to make that quarter square triangle, which is all you need to know. And I've got a couple little samples here. I'll show you how that works, because I don't have my block done yet. I have it digitized. I have the pattern out for you guys. All of that is available out on the website, which I'll share with you at the end as always. But I ran out of pink fabric, and this week is all about your pink, magenta, and a little bit of emerald and white. Are you guys ready to see who the designer is? The designer is this lady, Karen Walker. Karen Walker, I guess her business name, or this is Laugh Yourself Into Stitches. Looks like she has currently available a line through Riley Blake called Huckleberry Salt Box. Looks kind of like a primitive collection. Very pretty. I like that a lot, with little houses. I love that little print right there in the center. But let's see. Karen made her first quilt alongside her grandma Cora when she was 12 years old. How many of us, just raise your hands, how many of us can say that grandma taught us to quilt? I know I was much younger than 12, but that's how I learned. And my first quilt was this quilt hanging behind her, the Grandma's Flower Garden quilt, my absolute favorite quilt to this day. Love it. It wasn't until her son was born 19 years later that she made her second quilt using the same skill set she had learned from her grandmother, a pair of scissors and templates, because that's how we did it. Little did she know there are all kinds of new quilting tools and techniques, and we know it because we do it with Build A Quilt, the 21st century way of quilting, right? So maybe we should talk to Karen and see if she wants to come and do a guest thing with us and find out about how we do this. But you can read more about Karen Walker at the Riley Blake website for the challenge. All that information is listed in the description below. But that is our designer for this week, Time Waits for No One. So I bet you are ready. What just happened? That's weird. I bet you are ready to see this week's block, are you not? And I'm going to go over it with you right here on the screen in the artwork, since mine is not quite completed yet. So let's share the screen. Here it is. Time Waits for No One. This is a pretty block. It's a simple block. And let me tell you, you know how at the beginning of 2023, we did a whole month only on the half square triangle. And I said at the end, by the time you're done, you're going to be a pro. By the time you're done making this lovely block, you are going to be a pro at making the quarter square triangle. So this block has one large centerpiece, quarter square triangle. That is your emerald and white. And that's a larger one. And I'm going to tell you right now that my tip for you, especially if you've never made quarter square triangles in the hoop, start with that larger block. It's a little more forgiving. It helps you kind of get used to the process a little bit more. So I would start out by making that block first. And then you're going to make 12 of the smaller blocks. So this one in the middle is a finished size of 5 by 5. These smaller ones are a finished size of 2.5 by 2.5, so that we can get that 10 by 10, because the Riley Blake blocks are always 10 by 10 inches for this lovely challenge. So we have all of our small ones are magenta and pink. So that's the fabric you're going to need the most of. And then you're going to need 1 square of green cut on the diagonal, 1 square of white cut on the diagonal. So all of the magenta, you'll have 12 squares. You'll cut them all on the diagonal for 24 pieces. And you'll have 12 squares of the pink, all cut on the diagonal for 24 pieces. That will give you what you need to make all of those quarter square triangles. And the exact measurements is in the design set, the written instructions in the design set. You'll see that. But like I said, this is a pretty easy block to do because you're just doing the one block. And of course, we know this is the quarter square triangle, but it can't, some people call it a bow tie. So if you look at this, when it's like this, that kind of looks like a bow tie. But this one, when it's like this, it kind of looks like an hourglass. And I think that's probably what Karen was going for when she put together the idea of Time Waits for No One, that these are all hourglasses. So this is an hourglass where your sand would run through from the top to the bottom. And I like the way she did all of the rest of them, that one way is like this, and then the next one is flipped 90 degrees on its side, and she does that all the way around. And I kind of like that. It kind of, to me, it inspired me to think about the idea of time running. It's tumbling along, it's running along. So I thought that was really quite cute. I really, really liked that one. Okay, so let's remove that for a second. Now I'm going to show you my sample of a quarter square triangle. Now, quarter square triangle is made just a wee bit differently than some of the other blocks we've made because it's made in 2 pieces. You're making 2 exactly identical pieces that look like this. And then this is sewn together along your guideline. And then you press your seams open, and you end up, there you go, with your quarter square triangle block. So it's not difficult at all, but it just is that 2 sections. So you're going to be making a lot of these sections. So if you have a bigger hoop, I would use a bigger hoop for this and get a bunch of those segments done. You make each and every segment the same. So don't flip your colors, do some of them, you know, with this color first and then that. No, make them all exactly the same. So you can see mine, they're exactly the same, because then when you flip them together, they become opposite. So don't mess with that layout, okay? Otherwise you'll mess yourself up. Just make all of them you have to make. And so for your 5x5, you can make one. You're only making one of them. You can use your 5x7 hoop or your 6x6 if you have a hoop like that. But for all of the ones for the all of these little guys around the edge, then go ahead and use a bigger hoop if you have them so that you can get more in there. You're going to have less hoopings that way, right? And then right at the end, you're going to see the demo on how to put one together and how to make it the whole bit, how to make the sections, how they go together. All of that is coming at the end. But this really is not difficult. This is a great one. If you've seen my videos before or my shorts, I have a 2-part short out there on using the pin method. Go look for, let's see, I'm wondering, I will link that either at the end of this video or I'll put it probably in the description. I don't think I can link shorts at the end. I'll check it out. It'll either be at the end or it'll be inside the description to show you how to use the pin method, because with these two, when you're putting them together and you're wanting to nest and get them to come together right there in that center, the pin method is super duper helpful. Okay, so that's how you'll do that. Like I said, go ahead and check that out. The video at the end, you can just click the link and away you go. All righty, so that is the square. But now, do you guys want to see the layout? Remember, every week they add the block to their overall layout, and I've been doing that for us. So let me get mine up. Here we go and share it. There we go. That is our layout. So that's last week's block woven together. Time waits for no man right there. So we have, if you're thinking about like bingo, because we have one whole row done now. But you guys realize 5, 6, we still have 6 more to go. 6 more beautiful blocks to go by the end of May. Now remember that they're going to be having some borders and some sashing. I'm just putting this grid together only so we can see where the blocks will be placed. We'll discuss the borders and sashing later on. But as I've told you before, with no sashing and no borders, this makes a 50x50 quilt, which I think is perfect. It's that sweet spot for wall quilts. And so for my personal quilt of this, I am not going to be putting any sashing or borders. I'm just going to have whatever my binding is come around to kind of frame it, because I think this is a really nice sampler quilt done this way. But they're going to end up giving us sashing and border information, and I of course will do that here as well. So, but this is the layout right now. We've got 3 over in this area, 2 still up here, and 1 down here. So we need 1 more here, and we'll have 2 rows done. And I'm sorry, I don't know which one's next, what it'll look like. I don't get any of that information early either. I get it on Tuesday, and I don't know why, but it doesn't come out until Tuesday afternoon here where I'm at. So, you know, I get this pattern from them Tuesday afternoon about 2 p.m. And then I have until Thursday at 4 o'clock to get everything done, which as long as we have power and no snow and floods and tornadoes, I can usually do that. But this week they caught us out a little bit. And the reason I said mine isn't finished is because I have to run over today, because remember, the closest shop to me is 2 hours away. Okay. And so I have to run and get fabric. I am completely out of pink, and I have some magenta, but I'm not sure I have enough. So I want to kind of get the magenta I've been using. So I've been using this Moda Grunge as one of my magentas. In this one, I use this as a magenta, that little bitty print, but that's the magenta I really love to go with all of this magenta. And I think it's also called fuchsia, depending on if you're using batiks or solids. So I have to run and get mine. There's one with that Moda Grunge in it. So I have to get pink and I have to get magenta. I didn't realize that I would run out of those colors But to be honest, I don't use those colors a lot. So I ran out of them. So as soon as we're done here today, I'm running over, which will be nice to get to spend the day. I've lost my, I'll look for a minute. I've lost my quarter square triangle. Did I drop it on the floor? No, it must be here in my blocks somewhere. One can only hope. It's around here somewhere. It's now disappeared. My quarter square triangle. Oh! So it'll be nice to spend a Friday afternoon going and doing a little shop hopping. Only one big hop to one shop, but it'll still be fun because I get to be in a store with fabric. How bad can that be, right? It's not bad at all. It's fantastic. Alrighty, everybody. So let's take a look one more time at our layout. If you're keeping track, like I have mine, I write them all down on my little grid in my notebook, and then I put my artwork in this one for all of us. But if you want to take a photo of it for your phone so you can see where the current ones are all at, go ahead and snap that now. Okay. Alrighty. And I will, I'll post this weekend. I'll post my block when it's done. All right, everybody. So this was this week's Riley Blake Block Challenge block for 2024. Block number 10, by the way. Did I say that? Block 10. 2 whole handfuls. Now I'm going to have to start holding up hands and toes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. But this was block 10, everybody. To get your free patterns, go to our website, sewuncommon.com. And you'll see all the different patterns, all the ones you just saw in that chart. They're all out there. They all say Riley Blake Block Challenge. So they're really easy and they're all free. So they are in the Build A Quilt system, Patchwork the 21st Century Way. And we can, you can get all of those over there. Okay. And of course, all of our stuff, our Build A Quilt sets, we have a little bit of an announcement to make about our Build A Quilt basic sets. But it's coming this summer. It's not ready yet. Quarter square or modified quarter square triangles, half square triangles, that set, it's still coming. Lots of stuff going on. If someone can find me or lend me like another 36 hours in the week, I'll do your quilting for you for a while because I need it. I need more time. I sure do. I know we all do, right? All right, everybody. If you have not already, please subscribe to our channel. Go ahead, take your little mouse over there or use your little finger, however you do it, and click subscribe. And please like and share our videos. That means the world to us because that is how all of you got to know who we are. And we have 377 plus thousand new friends in our little group here on our channel. And so all of you, think about all the friends you've made all around the world now. Get to know one another. Talk amongst yourselves. Go ahead. All right, everybody, please subscribe. We'd love for you to do that. If you are part of Quilt Lab subscription service, you still have your first quarterly pattern coming. It's coming. It's gotten locked up in all of this craziness with the weather this week, but it's coming very, very soon for you. I haven't forgotten. It's on its way. I lost a little bit of the digitizing on it when the power thing struck, but it's almost done. So that'll be coming here real soon for you. And if you don't know about our Quilt Lab subscription service, Quilt Lab is Sundays with us here at Sew Uncommon. And we do a different block every month. In fact, this Sunday, April 7th, is our brand new April block getting introduced to you all. And Quilt Lab subscribers, you'll get your code for that. Also, probably sometime Saturday night. All righty. Okay, everybody, subscribe, like, share, have fun, make these Riley Blake blocks. I'm surprised I haven't seen more of them over on the Facebook page, which is so uncommon. So if you want to share your pictures over there, go ahead and do so. This was the first one. Because we'd love to see them. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Stay tuned right after this ends for the clip on how to make your quarter square triangles. Enjoy this one. I think it's going to be fun. It's a great one for any beginner because the quarter square triangle is a really crucial block in patchwork. It's like the cousin of that half square triangle. Once you know those two, you got it. All right, sew life beautiful, everybody. We'll see you Sunday for Quilt Lab. Bye for now.